Hey there, hey friends, my name is Ken Johnson, also known as the Thrifty Apprentice, and I am on a mission. Wanting to spread as much joy and unity through art as I possibly can. In doing that, I work with many different products on the channel, from alcohol markers to color pencils to oil pastels, but most of all, as many water-soluble mediums as I can muscle, honing in on watercolors and gouache as the cornerstone of my art obsession. Today, we are looking beyond the mediums and checking out the vessels that they come in. Now, this is a wide open subject, and we will be narrowing this topic down to travel palettes. Now, I will be sharing with you both pre-filled as well as empty palettes that border well on novelty. Okay, friends, we are kicking this journey off with pre-filled palettes. Now, this is not a ranking video by any means. This is just a collection of travel palettes and systems that I've collected that I want to share with you, and maybe it will spark inspiration or inspire you to grab one or whatever the case may be. So first up, we have Mission Silver Class Pan Watercolor Set by Magello. Now, this is the student grade version of the Magello Mission Gold class paints. However, the quality of the paints is so close that this is an absolute wonderful set. Comes in a clamshell type tackle box looking plastic palette. Actually very compact. And some of these might not be cleaned. You're going to get 12 full pans of paint. You get a split primary color mixing palette along with some convenience colors. Let me just say that. Very, very handy, very useful. I think the paints are really cool. I think that's really small. You can throw it in a bag. You can even actually put this in like a pocket of a pair of cargo pants. Anything of that nature would be great for travel painting, would be great for plein air. And even urban sketching. Now, the Mission Silver Class paints are semi-moist. They do dry. I don't typically like the stack design, but I found that these pans are in really secure when it's closed, and I haven't had any issues with them jogging around. So that, friends, is the Magello Mission Silver Class pan watercolor set. I will try to list these in the video description with links in the order that they appear throughout the video. If I can remember, just bear with me. That way you can source these if you would like. Next up is the Zen Art Supply Art Nomad Watercolor Travel System. It's 24 half pans and 7 tools. Now, this is a very unique travel system. Not quite as small as the one that we looked at previously. Now, this one is gonna be about 8 inches wide, and let's see, about 4 inches. So about 4 inches long, about 8 inches wide. It does open up in clamshell style, but this time it is landscape. Inside, you're going to get mixing wells, and then the brushes are actually included in their own little holder that lifts above the paint, including a pencil for sketching that has a white eraser instead of a red eraser, which I feel is so much better on your watercolor paper. So inside it is a swatching sheet. There's going to be a sponge. There is like plastic or acrylic plastics that will be covering, and then you're going to get 24 what do they call them, half pans. So they're definitely equivalent to half pans. This is actually really good paint. All the systems I'm going to show you are pretty good paint. That's why I still have them. And I just feel like you get a lot in this set for the price that they charge. It is real cool. I found that the brushes was really good. They're fully synthetic squirrel brushes. The paint was bright and vibrant. There wasn't a huge color shift. Your blues, I do believe that there may be some dyes in them, maybe a few fillers. There is no light, fast, or transparency information presented with it, but there are some like brush techniques on the back of the paneling. So real cool system. I do know that Zen Art makes other travel systems. I think there's a 12 half pen like regular travel 10. But I found these to be really good. I really enjoy using them, and it is a wonderful one for me to grab when I just kind of want everything in one place, and all I need to do is grab some paper and go. So that's a really cool system, I do believe. That leans more so towards novelty, but nonetheless, very cool, very unique, and something that I think is just a wonderful addition to any artist's travel journey. And there's a ring on the back for it to be held outside, which is, again, really cool. Next up is one of my faves. This is the Winsor & Newton little travel system. Now, they do make one of these with both their Cotman paints in it, and then they make one with their professional paints in it. This one was originally purchased with the Cotman paint, so it was very affordable. As you can see, it's very small, very compact. It does have a thumb ring on the back for you to hold it with. It is, let's see, that way we're hitting about 5 inches. And as far as the width is concerned, you're hitting... oh wait, well, width this way, we're hitting about 2 inches. So yeah, really cute. The top removes and becomes a water bucket. Okay, when you open the palette itself, on the inside you have a travel brush. You're going to have a little canteen for holding your water, which you can remove and use that surface for mixing if you wanted to. There is a little indentation here, so you can leave that, put that back in to mix there if you needed to. There are fold-out mixing trays. One folds to the bottom, one folds out to the left. And on the inside, you are going to have room for, what was it? For 12. And then I added 2 additional in here. Now, I removed most of the Cotman paints and put in Winsor & Newton professional paints simply because the travel system was more affordable to buy it with the Cotman paints in it. And I did augment this with Cotman, some Cotman paints too. There may have been 8 pans in here originally. I can't really remember. Either way, very neat, very cool for on the go. Plein air, urban sketching, of course, paint outdoors, very small and compact, can literally fit in your pocket, friends. Like, no joke. It will fit in my jean pocket, my back pocket, where opposite my wallet when I'm on the go. So I just feel like this is a really cool system, really unique design to it. And then you just empty your water and you there. Now I do believe it fits on. Yeah, it latches on here when you're outside, so you can have your rinse water right there. Oh, cool. And that is the Winsor & Newton travel system. Again, I'm going to be trying to link all of these in the video description just in case you're interested in any of them. So let's revisit Winsor & Newton really quickly, because here we have another Cotman travel system. Now this one has 12 half pans in it, and I just think that this design is extremely unique. So again, clamshell, which latched really well. When you open the palette, okay, you will notice that you have sort of an enormous spine, but that's there for a reason, because you can remove that, because it is a actual water canteen with 2 water cups on it, and there's a canteen for where you would carry your water. Okay, those water cups latch onto the side. There's an area inside for your brush with a little latch that holds it securely, and there are pour-out mixing trays at both the top and the bottom of the palette. Now, again, it comes with 12 half pans of Cotman paint, but you can remove that and put whatever you want to. those paints are in their own individual molded trays, which are then clamped down into the palette. So this is just a really unique, really cool travel palette system to me. I mean, look at what it becomes with starting from such a small footprint, right? And I just think that this system is absolutely divine. I give Winsor & Newton thumbs up for both this one and the previous one. I do believe that they put a lot of thought into kind of designing these little travel systems to help the artist on the go. So, Winsor & Newton 12 half pan travel system. You should be able to find it in the video description. Now, friends, this next travel system comes in many different versions. I'll start off by saying that the company that produces this paint is known as Superior Paint. Superior Paint makes their own paints, and then they do something known as a white labeling, where they will allow their paints to be purchased by budget companies with that budget company's branding on it, which is why you will see many different variations of this particular palette with different brand names, although they are more than likely all produced by one parent manufacturer, and that's Superior Arts. So we're going to start this off with one of Superior's actual palettes. As you can see, it comes in this really cute, beautiful, kind of Chinese designed presentation here. On the inside, you are going to get a 18 color trifold travel palette that comes with a sponge as well as a mixing area. Very compact, very convenient. Superior makes a really, really nice quality student grade paint, and then they make a higher quality paint known as their master's level, which is that paint that sits in between student and professional. So this particular one is really nice, really great, bright, beautiful colors, not a huge color shift. They have a pretty decent flow to them, and they're a really good workhorse. So this one is actually branded by Superior. Now let's actually take a look at other versions of this same palette. Here we have one by Royal and Langnickel. This one comes with a sponge, a water brush, which I've removed, and the actual paints fan out into a fan style palette. Now you will find this one all over Amazon with many different names in it, many different sizes, many different color count choices. There's a mixing palette here. So very convenient, very cute. This particular one I picked up from Walmart. At the time, I paid about $10 for it, and it's branded under the Royal and Langnickel company, but you do get 18 colors. Very convenient for on-the-go painting. Look how compact that is. That will literally fit into anything you could possibly think of. All right, let's look at another variation of that. Next, we're going to look at another one that's actually branded by Superior once again. I call this the Fold Foam Palette. Very sleek design. You would never guess that you're getting 60 paints inside this. You're going to have a thumb ring on the back. There's a loop to hold it at the top. It opens into a palette with a mixing area directly to the right of you, and each side pulls out into 2 full panels of paint to reveal 60 colors in a fan style coming out from the side of the palette. I think this is an absolutely amazing, unique design, beautiful way to present it, and a wonderful way to take way too many colors with you when you're painting on the go. There is no reason to need for anything. You have metallics and pastels and regular colors all mixed into one. I think this one is super, super cool. And again, this one is branded under the actual company that makes these paints, Superior. Let's look at one last one. This one I call the Flip Phone Style Travel Palette. Now, this one is branded under Ting, and I have shown a video showing all of these in there before, so some of you may have seen these. This one has a flip phone style fold down palette, which contains a sponge. It did come with a water brush that is inserted into the middle of the palette, and each side fans out into your individual paint presentation. Again, very unique, cute, and wonderful way to present these paints. Another way to take way too many paints traveling with you. But if you are one for convenience colors, ones for having many different choices at the end, at your fingertips, maybe you don't like to mix, you just want to grab and go, I think both of these are amazing options and choices. So I will try to make sure to get all of these in the video description for you. And again, this one is listed under team. Okay friends, in this next section of the video, we're going to be looking at palettes that I purchased empty and have filled with different paint brands of my own. One of them I even made from scratch. Let's start off with Joy is Writing. This is the Paint Crush produced palette by Christy Rice. Now it is like your standard 12 half pan travel palette, but what sets this apart and makes it so unique is that it has this beautiful anemone design on it, and it is so different from any other regular palette. Makes it really cute, really whimsical and fun. You really want to go back to it over and over and over again to use. Very small, very compact. I have my Daniel Smith professional paints in here, but of course you can put whatever you would like to put in there. And there is room in her tins to include additional half pans down the middle to expand the palette if you wanted to. Very compact, very cute. That is Paint Crush Anemones palette. Next up, we're going to be looking at one that I ordered from Temu. Now, this I thought was pretty cool. It's sort of straightforward, generic, no real name to it, but it is a 6 full pan palette, mixing area for a paintbrush, and each individual pan will remove and contains its own lid. Now, I made a travel palette out of woodless watercolor pencils, to show you how you could turn watercolor pencils into sort of like a 2-for-1 thing if you're going to travel. But you can put anything you want in those. I think that would be amazing for gouache, especially tube gouache that you want to pan up and take on the go with you, but you don't want to worry about it cracking, falling out of the palette, or mixing into your other paints. I think that's a very unique idea. Next up, we're going to look at one that I actually made, and I will be sure to link this video in the video description. But I like to produce videos that cater to all types of artists, even those that are on a super extreme budget. So here is a little travel palette that I made from a thread box with some gel prints that I did, some packaging tape, and some water bottle tops to turn it into this little 5 color mixing palette. Very cute, very whimsical, very small. And I do mean super small, can fit into pretty much anything you want. And I made that just from items around the household. And again, I will link that. Now, finally, in this little category, I'm going to be sharing with you the DefiantArt Bamboo Voyager palette. Now, of course, you guys know this is my very own design palette that is produced and sold by my company, Defyantarts. It is 100% bamboo. It has a very small, square, symmetrical footprint. It is sturdy, has a magnetic lid where it opens from the top of the palette, and showing you 24 half pans. The empty half pans are included in the palette, and the palette is designed to give you plenty of function, to look very minimum, but to give you a small footprint and allow you to hold lots and lots of paint. That is the Bamboo Voyager palette by my very own company, Defyantarts. And you will be able to find links for all of this in the video description. Now, these next few palettes are palettes that I have yet to fill, with the exception of one, which I accidentally left out of the last section. So let's start with this one. This one is another one that I purchased from Temu. Let's see, 15 whales in it, clear acrylic see-through palette. I've actually put my Shinhan gouache in here, which I've been painting with for a while. opens up. There is a soft sort of foam plastic. It's kind of squishy a little bit in the top, which is going to help push all the way up to the top of each wheel. Really, really cool. I find this really great for gouache, especially if it should crack a little bit in order to fall out, although I will admit the Shinhan has been doing pretty well. But you can put anything you want in there, watercolor or gouache. Very cute, that you see immediately what you're working with so that you don't have to worry about any of that. But straightforward, really affordable palette. Now the next ones are going to be ones that still need to be filled. Let's stay in the realm of ones that I ordered from Temu, and we'll take a look at this one. And it's another acrylic see-through palette. This one only has 6 wheels in it. Very small, very compact. Just like this one will fit into pretty much anything you could possibly think of. I love the fact that all of these are so small. So you can get you a 6-color mixing palette in there, watercolor or gouache. And as you can see, very straightforward, see-through. I just think that they're really cute and adorable. And the fact that you can see the paint through the palette actually adds that much more of a whimsical effect to it. Now, from that same Temu haul, I also ordered this little cutie. Green, plastic, very small, very compact, latches really, really well. And when you open it, you get a little mixing tray at the top, and you're going to get 12 quarter pans and a molded tray. So you can get quite a bit of paint in that very, very small palette. And you can, you know, dot it up, use different brands at different times because it's not really huge, but it's big enough for plein air or urban sketching or your regular travel painting. Okay, next up is a palette from Etsy, if I'm not mistaken. This is Go Draw. Go Draw. It is a little wooden palette with magnets. It will clamp together, and then you can clip it onto what you're painting on, onto your notebook, onto your sketchbook, what have you. I need to glue the little, mine just happened to have one of the magnets coming out, but I'm sure they don't normally come that way. And then you get all of this little area here in order to put you some paint in. And it is so small. I mean, literally, you could fit this in your sock on your hike if you had to. I just think that is really adorable. And this one, I will try to find it on Etsy, I believe, or its website, and link it in the video description. But very small, very compact. You can find lots and lots of palettes like that on like Amazon. Next up is another one that I ordered. This one's from Amazon. This is Jerry Q Art 18 Well palette. I think this design is so whimsical and cute. It has a swivel swirl design where the palette opens and then lifts to reveal all of the actual paint. You have a little mixing palette up here, and then the bottom swirls out into a mixing palette as well. I love this design. Held closed by magnets, almost like my Bamboo Voyager palette. So just very compact when closed, opens up into a lot of great mixing space, and gives you a small footprint to hold lots and lots of paint. And that, my friends, is the Jerry Q Art 18 Well palette. Very, very cute travel system. As we move on, we're going to look at the smaller portable painter. This is the Portable Painter Micro. Now, this system is highly raved by Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. If you're familiar with her, she absolutely loves the portable painter systems, which is what encouraged me to go ahead and get them. Now, I haven't filled them yet, but I think that this is such a unique, beautiful little design. So with this one, the top pops off and the lid opens to reveal 6 half pans that you can fill with whatever paint you choose to, excuse me. There are mixing areas here. And the next one is the Portable Painter Classic Plus. This is a self-functioning travel system. Has a slide-off band on the top that's made of metal. Both of the sides removed to reveal water cups. And then the palette opens to reveal its mixing area and all of its half pans, including an additional area of pans here at the top. And this one also comes with additional little, the little smaller pans. It comes with additional ones of those inside. So this one is pretty cool. Like, you slide your water buckets on the side here, like so, and it sits up for you to paint on. Very, very cute. Very cute. Very cute. This is the next one I'm going to fill because I plan on putting it in the very last travel system that I'm going to share with you guys at the end of the video. But that's how compact the Portable Painter Classic is. I think it's a great thing to add to the Portable Painter Micro, if you can figure out how to get that lid attached, which there's a way to do it, friends. I don't understand quite yet why. But you know, I was thinking maybe it's meant, because I never tried this, or I never thought to try this. Is it meant to attach to these? It attaches some way. And of course that mixing, because it's a mixing area for your palette. And it looks like it should attach on this side, like so. See, I told you I had to figure it out. So that's how that goes. Really cute. Really, these are, I mean, pretty affordable for what they are. They're really high quality, so they're definitely worth the price that you spend on them. And you will have them for years to come to use over and over for many, many different traveling, plein air, urban sketching purposes. So those are the two portable painter systems, and that is the last one in this category. So we're going to wrap this up by showing you the Altoid 10 collection next, and then we'll move on to the final travel system. The Altoid 10 travel palettes are actually pretty dear to my heart, mainly because most of them have like these really nifty themes that I am such a nerd about. So we're just going to jump right into this, and we're going to start with this first one here to my far left. This is a Newman's Own Organics Peppermint made with organic sweetener Altoid 10. This was sent to me by one of my wonderful Patreon members, wonderful artsy friends, super duper 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 supporter, and a member of DECA. It had other paints in it, but what I've done is to put a Altoid travel insert inside, and I filled it with my Magello Mission Gold Pure Pigment paints to make a travel Altoid 10. I would have a 10 of professional pure pigment paints, a complete split primary mixing set to take on the go with me. Now these are really unique, and I do believe you can find them on Etsy. I do have additional inserts here, for additional Altoid travel palettes that I can make in the future as I continue to collect Altoid 10s. So these are a really, really solid investment, I do believe. Although they were a gift to me, let me say that. Next up is just another straightforward Altoid 10, all black. Really love sleek, straightforward things. This one can be found on Etsy if I'm not mistaken. If you flip the Altoid 10 open, it does come with a swatching sheet inside for whatever paints you decide to fill it with. But I do believe that this is so adorable because the inserts for the 10 is a mixing tray that you can clip to the top of the 10 and a place to put all of your paints that fits inside the 10. And that's how that would go. Or if you wanted to, you could just drop that directly in the top of that lid to mix with. Either way, very convenient, very compact. Would love. This is a amazing idea for on-the-go painting. Amazing idea. All right, next up is going to be the Bob Ross palettes. Now, these are really dear to me because I love Bob Ross to death. One of my greatest painting inspirations, probably for me and many, many other artists across the world. So let's just take a look and see what's in these. The first one has a really cute design to it. So there is a mixing palette insert. There's a molded tray for all of your paints. And then there is actually an insert for ink or gouache if you want to put. Now, that's probably what I would do. I would probably fill it with a white gouache to help me with my highlights and all of those things while painting on the go. But you could put dark ink in there. You could put whatever you choose to. But I just think it's a wonderful, cute, whimsical little design for a travel system that'll help you take everything you need with you. Isn't that adorable? Next up, the second Bob Ross tin has another palette insert design. Now this one I think is really cute as well. So when you open it, you immediately get the place for your paints that sits there on top snugly. You can remove it, sit it in the top of the tin, and in the bottom of the tin, you'll have your molded tray for your mixing areas, and you get 4. Again, very neat, different, because you usually get the paints on the bottom and you put the mixing tray in the top. But with this design, the paints are actually going in the top and you have all of this bottom area for mixing. I just think that is so backwards cute, you know, so backwards cute. Very whimsical, love that. Do believe you can also find that insert on Etsy. I'm going to try my best to link all of these. Whatever I can find is what I'm going to link, friends. But I am telling you where you can go look for them just in case, okay? This last one is simply a Bob Ross tin that I've put one of the extra palette inserts into to turn into a travel palette just because I definitely did want to use the tin. So that just shows you how straightforward it is to put those inserts inside. And finally, everyone who follow me probably know at this point, I'm a huge Trekkie. I am a huge Star Trek fan. I mean, I won't even get into it. That's a video of its own. With that being said, here we have this really cute and whimsical Kirk and Spock Star Trek lunchbox Altoid tin. Look at that. It has a little carrier on top. Oh my God, I go crazy every time I look at this. So there's a latch that holds the lid closed. And on the inside, you have the most amazing little inserts to turn it into a travel system. So the very bottom is square and thick molded tray. You're gonna get 12 half pan equivalent wells there. Very cool. Takes up pretty much the entire circumference of the inside of the tin, making it really sturdy. Then you have an additional mixing area that attaches to the tin, just like the previous one, but designed for this specific tin, or you can just drop it in the lid if you chose to. This is probably my favorite Altoid tin. As much as I love the Bob Ross, there is nothing closer to my heart than anything and everything possibly concerning Star Trek. So, lastly, I want to share with you this little storage unit. This was sent to me by one of my wonderful, wonderful viewers, huge supporter, and a great friend. This is actually an Altoid travel palette storage unit that you can use to store all of your Altoid travel palettes in. Isn't this absolutely, as long as it's the standard Altoid tins. And then I can also put my little additional inserts in there, waiting for me to grab Altoid tins to put those in. And it sits upright on my desk with a flat area on top, which allows me to put my Kirk tin there. And that's how that sits in front of me every single time I walk into my studio. Absolutely love that. Ready to go for me to either grab and paint in the studio, or if I'm running out the door, just grab one of the tins and keep on kicking. And that, my friends, is the Travel Altoid Tin collection. Finally, rounding out today's video are the 2 travel systems I will be using throughout the rest of the fall, the entire winter season, and into the beginning of the spring. Now, these 2 I'm really excited about. One is brand new. One is a custom-made special gift that was sent. So let's start with the Fun Tube watercolor pocket set. Some of you may have seen me show this the other day on a live, but this is a really cute little travel watercolor set that comes in a velvet bag. The velvet bag contains the actual watercolor palette wrapped in a faux leather holder with a loop on the back. It comes with a jump ring so that you can attach it to your belt or your pants loop or whatever you choose to. And then it also comes with a clamp for use outside with your sketchbook or your drawing material. Now, on the inside of the faux little holster is an actual green palette, similar to the one I showed you guys earlier from Temu, but this one is much more sturdy, much more high quality. The plastic is much harder, much more durable, I would say. Opens up from the top, clamshell style. Inside, you're going to get a little swatching sheet with the color names for each color, and it has these little fold out mixing areas that are conveniently placed at the right and the bottom and fold in so that the palette will close up perfectly. And there you have 9 colors. Now, if you were to get something like this and you decided you did not want the watercolors that were on the inside, you could always dig those out, because I'm assuming they're just glued down, and replace it with whatever paint you would want to. But it's my belief, if I'm not mistaken, based on other reviews that I've seen, that this is superior. This may be superior paint, which means more than likely I'm gonna like it and just leave it as is for painting. So I think that is really cute, especially with the holster, the little jump ring. It's just very convenient, very small. I think this one is really good for people who like to hike, mountain bike, camp, and it kind of fits into that aesthetic with this utilitarian design. So very cool, very cool. Really, really like this one. I'm very glad to have this one added to the collection, and I actually can't wait to get out and about and start using it as I start to do some painting outside coming up here really soon. Now, next up, and last but definitely not least, is a custom designed leather watercolor travel portfolio that was purchased for my birthday and gifted to me by Decca and by one of my amazing watercolor artsy friends who had it monogrammed with my name on the front. So we have a full leather enclosed case with a pocket on the back. Again, my name on the front, a carrying strap to carry it around, and it is fully zip closed. Let's open it up here and see what we have. On the inside, you're gonna have plenty of storage. And what I want to do is show you guys the things that I'm going to be putting in here and sort of build things up around it for the end of this video. Now here we have a belly band for holding down a sketchbook of paper or whatever type. And then there are plenty of pockets and places for brushes and or pens. So let's just get to crack-a-lacking with this, right? We're going to open this flap right up, and we have a non-closed pocket at the top, and at the bottom we have a closed pocket with a belly band so that the flap of that pocket will fit through and stay closed securely. Really, really super high, nice quality. The stitching is amazing. No skip stitching. There was nothing that I could find wrong with this, other than the fact that I probably don't use it enough, and I really, really, really am about to rectify that. So let's go ahead and fill this up, friends. I've decided to put quite a few things in here. I'm going to start on this side with paper. Now, I have a handmade sketchbook that was sent to me, again, by another Patreon member. Got a gel print on the front, which she made, which is really cute. And the the sketchbook is bound with arches, or arch, 100% cotton watercolor paper, which is going to be with the little deco edge. I love the way she did that. Now, as you guys know, I make handmade sketchbooks and sell them on both defyantarts.com as well as Etsy. So I'm really excited when one of you guys send me a sketchbook that you've made to show me your sketchbook creation skills. And I really love this paper, high quality. So I'm just gonna stick that in the back here. Perfect size to fit right in. I've also decided paper-wise, I'm gonna include this. It's branded under Light Wish on Amazon, but I noticed that it's just a resale of a Chinese brand, but it's a hot press paper. Do believe it's 100% cotton. And I not really used to hot press, but I've been painting on this paper for a few little sketches and illustrations, and I think things have turned out well on it. So I'm going to be including that here for when I want to do really quick, small sketches, or maybe even do a full layout, but keep it small and quick. So I'm going to be putting that inside. So those are both 100% cotton papers. One is just cold pressed and one is hot pressed. Okay, in the pockets over here, I want to put some palettes. In my, let's see. In the very top pocket up here, I'm going to put my De La Roni 12 half pan travel palette. Now, I actually like this travel palette, and I like the De La Roni. This is Aquafine. This is their, well, depends on who you ask. Could be their student grade. De La Roni do say that they target professionals with it. I've tried it. I do believe that it does line up to that entry-level professional paint, but that depends on the artist that you ask. Either way, I think it's a very good quality, affordable paint that comes in this really cute little palette. It's a workhorse. De La Roni Aquafine is really a workhorse, and I think you get great results from it. I actually like it better than Winsor & Newton Cotman, but again, that is a matter of opinion. So I'm going to be sticking that little palette with that brush and those 12 half pans in that top pocket there, and there's still plenty of room for me to get other things if I need to. Now in the bottom pocket, I'm actually going to be putting the portable painter, which I did tell you guys earlier. You would be seeing this again because this is the little travel system that I want to put in this bottom pocket. Now I will be filling this, and more than likely it's going to be a completely separate video that I will tape. You guys do jump in the comment section and let me know if you would like to see me fill this little baby with some of the different paints I have around the studio and then do a painting from it. I'm more than willing to do that, so you guys let me know if you're interested in it. Or should I say, I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it, and if you guys are interested, I'll edit the footage and actually release the video. But you remember what the portable painter looked like on the inside, so it's going to fit into the bottom pocket here with the closing latch. There we go. So there's two different paint palettes in there, and we're going to be filling this one, as I said. So let's close this back down. I love the magnetic closure there to help it stay closed. Now on the front is a pocket, and then there's plenty of places here for different things. So we're going to include in here, just to make things fun, we're going to go with a Staedtler 2H graphite pencil, because this is a complete system. Like, this is the one that I would take when I'm traveling and going out of town, versus the Fun Tool little utilitarian will be one that I just kind of grab and run out and do some plein air or urban sketching painting around town. Other than the 2H pencil, I'm going to include some things for highlighting. So I'll put in a Prismacolor white pencil, which is super opaque, great for secondary highlights on bigger compositions, main highlights on smaller compositions. I'm also going to include the Prismacolor Very Thin White, which has a much harder lead and will work for detailing in white when I need to. And I'm also going to include a white gel pen, which will also be for highlighting and putting in whites, because I won't be carrying any gouache in this particular one. Outside of that, I want to include a black fine liner. So this is a Sharpie fine liner. I'm just using one standard nib. It'll do the job for all of my ink and washing, for my black outlining, anything of that nature. I'm also going to include a water-soluble black fine liner, just in case I want to use some, you know, soluble fine lines to kind of mix into paintings and different things of that nature. And sometimes you can get some of the most beautiful effects by putting a wet wash into the perimeters of a water-soluble fine liner. So we'll throw that in, and that is the Lyra brand. And last but not least, for pens or pencils, I'm going to include this Multi 8. This is a Pentel Multi 8. It comes with 8 different color lids inside one pen that I could access whenever I need to. Really good for breaking the monotony of using graphite to draw with, but rather using a color lid. I think that'll be great. We're just going to throw that right down in the middle there because it's plenty of room for it to fit. Or better yet, I can just slide it inside this pen holder right here in the middle of the case. All right. I'm also going to include a white eraser because it's much softer than the pink ones, the red ones. I'm also going to include a pencil sharpener for whenever I need it. And I'm tucking that right inside these pockets here. Okay. And the only other thing I need to put inside this system will be the actual paints going inside the portable painter. And as I said, I will make that a separate video. So this is the travel system that I'm going to be carrying with me whenever I travel out of town. I can just simply close this up at this point. Oh, looks like it might be too much in it for me to close. So we need to reduce some things. Let's see here. I will be taking out, let's see, let's take out the eraser and the pencil sharpener. And maybe I need to remove the second sketchbook. That's better. Okay. So then I'll throw back in the eraser and the pencil sharpener. Let's see. And I do believe we're good. So I just needed to remove one of the sketchbooks. And I'll just roll with one sketchbook in there. And there we have that, friends. That is absolutely gorgeous. Love that, love that, love that. Now, this was a gift. I'm not sure where it came from, so I won't be able to list this in the video description, but I'm pretty sure that you can Google it and find something of the sort if you chose to. But I think it's really cool. It's really great to stick everything that you need inside one little case, grab it and go. This will literally be all I need to take with me when I'm heading out of town, and then find me a little water cup to rinse my brushes in. And there we have it, friends. There is that travel system. So that brings us to the end. Hopefully, I've shown you guys something that sparks your interest, piques your curiosity. Hopefully, maybe I've shown you some things that you've never seen before, or refreshed your memories on some things that you have seen and forgot about. It was my pleasure to produce this video for you guys. Do jump in the comment section. Let me know what you think about the content, what you think about the travel palettes. Do you have any? Do you want any? Just share, share, share. We really love that. Friends, do sprinkle a little love on this video. Give it a thumbs up. It's going to help the algorithm push it in front of other interested and wonderful viewers like yourself. And you can also share the video if you choose to do that. Now, check out the video description for all of the relevant links. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when we go live and when we upload. And if you're interested, do check out this video once you're done with this one so you can see how I made that DIY travel palette. Until then, just keep creating.